Is Michelle Ryan leaving EastEnders for good as Zoe Slater exits? Zoe Slater made a hasty departure in EastEnders after a week 2 decades in the making, claiming that she has done something so bad that it warrants her disappearing for good. The much-loved Walford icon staged her long-awaited comeback on Monday, June 16th, appearing on screen for the first time since 2005. Staying with Stacey Slater in a flat in London, it became apparent very quickly that Zoe wasn't in a good place, with our Stace concerned enough to notify Alfie Moon. Alfie wasn't keen on the prospect of keeping Cat Moon in the dock, but Zoe urged him to keep stum when Cat showed up at the flat. However, Zoe was forced to hide, and she subsequently made an escape, determined not to come face to face with her estranged mum. Cat's suspicions are raised, but Stacey and Alfie managed to cover their tracks. So far anyway. The question is just what is so bad that Zoe has to flee once more? Is this really her exit? Has Michelle Ryan's stint come to an end so soon? Let's take a look at what we know. Is Michelle Ryan leaving EastEnders in 2025 as Zoe Slater? If you're thinking, please don't go Zoe, it's barely been a week, then you're not alone, as I too was thinking the same thing. However, I bring you good news, with this exit simply being a temporary one. Metro understands that Zoe will return to screens, and presumably this time in Walford, later this year in a more regular captivity. One of EastEnders' most known characters ever. Zoe frequented the square for a 5-year period, appearing between 2000 and 2005. The early noughties was a particularly strong era for the popular soap, with the Slater clan at the centre of much of the drama. Zoe in particular featured in many iconic storylines during this period, from assisting Chrissy Watts and Sam Mitchell in covering up the murder of Den Watts after her affair with the Queen Vic landlord and her subsequent pregnancy reveal, to her relationship with Dennis Rickman. She had no shortage of legendary and soapy moments. She's mostly remembered for the moment that Cat confirmed she's her biological mum. The truth came to light in a showdown which prompted perhaps the most iconic dialogue exchange ever uttered in Albert Square. I am of course referring to "You ain't my mother," to which Cat replied, "Yes, I am." There are few TV moments as iconic, and hopefully we'll get many more when Zoe returns to the square later this year and, fingers crossed, reunites with Cat.
Các bạn vừa theo dõi một sản phẩm của EastEnders Spoiler TV. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn.